Guys, I'm back. I'm going to do a resin pour, and I'm ready with my resin. See, this is the one I use. Just want to show you. And this is actually my resin station, I call it now, because my husband found this table. It opens up, and there's like a drawer down there, and there's where I keep all my resin stuff. Everything I use for resin is in there. So I already took out the bottles of resin, and I took this out and measure. Okay, it's even. Now I'm going to do the resin. I'm going to put 5.5 ounces of resin. 5.5 ounces. Yeah, that's a little more. I just don't want to put like exactly 5.5 ounces. So I kind of go a little bit above the line. And instead of making it 11 ounces, I'll make it like 12 ounces. Because it's supposed to be 5.5 and 5.5, you see? 5.5, 5.5 will be like 11 right there. But I'm going to add just a tiny bit more, because I don't like to be greedy with the resin. I'd rather have more resin than less resin. It works better that way, trust me. Just don't get too greedy with your resin. And I don't have I have to put on my mask. But because I'm talking, I don't have it on. So I'm cheating today. Anyway, this is what I do. I mix it for like a good 3 minutes. Just keep mixing it and mixing it and mixing it. And for the meantime, I have all the paint ready here that I'm going to mix with the resin. Let's see. Paint. You see, I put white paint in the cup. I put brown mica powder in this one. Today's going to be like not neutral colors, okay? So you know. And I'm going to use a color like a taupe. You see, it's like a dark taupe. And then I'm going to use very little black. Very little, I said. Usually I put the resin first and then put the paint in it, but today I'm doing it the opposite, which is fine. Just make sure that you don't use too much paint. You see, it's very little paint that you have to put with the resin. So I'm just mixing it, mixing it, mixing it. And make sure you scrape the edges, scrape the bottom, and go up and down with the stirring stick, because you want to make sure you mix it very well. Make sure the mix is going good. And I'm going to use a little bit of Resi Blast, but I'm going to put the Resi Blast mostly in the white. So let's see, is it clear yet? You got to keep turning this until you see it nice and clear. So it looks clear to me. Can you see that? It's nice and clear. Okay, and now we divide this within the cups that I just put there. And this is a 16 by 20 inch canvas. So for a 16 by 20 inch canvas, you should have 5.5 hardener and 5.5 ounces of the resin and hardener. There you go. I think this is really ready. I heat up my resin also sometimes so it can stay nice and clear, and it gets rid of a lot of the bubbles. You see, there's a lot of bubbles in there. But the bubbles also go down when you do the heat gun. So sometimes there you go. So I'm going to put mostly on the white a lot, because the white is going to be the main color. And these are going to be just like little lines I'm going to do. So the white. Keep that in mind. And hey, that's enough paint. I think that's enough resin for all of it. So whatever your primary color is going to be for your background, that one you want to put most of your resin into. And you're not supposed to scrape this. I did it wrong, but I always do it wrong, so it doesn't matter. I get it. And then you just turn these, make sure you mix the colors well in there. And don't have too little of resin. Have more resin than the paint itself, because otherwise you're going to make a mess. It's going to become too thick, the white. See? This is nice and white. A bigger stick, because I don't like that stick. It's too small to mix this big. To mix this really good. This to be the primary color. I'm just gonna set it aside a little bit while I mix these colors. And this is gonna be, this is the mica powder. Look how beautiful it comes out. Let me show you. You see? Isn't that gorgeous? How that comes out? So beautiful. I love it. Look at it. Could you see it? I hope you can see it, because it's really a pretty color. See? Looks like a golden brown. And then this is the taupe color taupe. I really don't know yet what I'm gonna do, but we'll see. Something always comes out of my stuff, I think. I got a lot of resin pour here that I still have some of them, and they still look beautiful. Nice and flat, no holes in them. And no dents in them. If they have dents, you could always pour another layer of the resin with the color that you feel got a little disturbed or something. If you get a little hole on the white side, you put a little white paint with the resin. I mean, that's after it's done and completely cured. If you see it like a dimple inside your resin pour out once it's dry. And this is the Mars Black. You can see it's very nice and black. So I'm gonna start pouring it on the canvas, so you can see how I do this. So those are all very mixed, very nicely mixed. I'm gonna put one, maybe 2 drops of Resi glass in each color except the white. I don't want to put it on the primary. It's just like when you do the dimethicone. But I don't put dimethicone into the paint. I put it over the paint, over the canvas when it's a resin. So, go. This is the primer. It looks more like a beige than a white, right? It's not a titanium white. It's, let's say a cheap white. Because it's one of those little Palmer, what is it, Palmer paint? Yeah, Snow White, you see? Snow White. That's the kind of paint that I'm using for this one. So, make sure you cover every corner. Try not to drop any of the paint off, because you're going to end up wondering if you needed that little bit of paint that you let drop off the canvas. Especially when you're trying to cover the background. Save your paint for your main canvas, for your background. See, this is complete coverage, I would say. This is complete coverage. When you heat it up, you're going to have extra paint that you could drip some onto your parchment paper, so you could have some really beautiful skins. And then when you do the skins, you don't have to put the iced resin on it, because it comes out so beautiful and shiny. Just naturally. There you go. You see how pretty that is? Doesn't it look gorgeous? It's beautiful. Now You know, less is best. I think I have a little bit too much paint, but it's okay. I'm still gonna make it work. I would hope so. You gotta have, I guess, an image in your head of what you're gonna do to make your resin pour beautiful. And I'm putting on my gloves, sorry. And I'm gonna pour. Now I'm gonna pour the colors that I put together. And I don't know which way I want this to go. Maybe I want it to go like that. Who knows? You don't know. You just throw it on there. I don't know what you want. You just throw it on there. And then this is another color, like a brown color. You put the heat on it, it'll all kind of melt together. And look, as I put the Resi blast, you already see all these cells coming out already. So beautiful, these cells. Sorry, my hair's not done. I look like a bum today, but I don't care because I'm home and I'm not going anywhere. Nowhere special. Anyway, there you go. Oh. Now I'm going to put the mica powder. The beautiful brown that I love. It's so pretty. And I want to see how this brown really comes out. It may come out really gorgeous. Let's see. Cells already coming off here. You see, because I put the Resi blast in all these main colors. So you could, I'll show you in a minute. I'm gonna just give it a little. Look close up. Look at all those cells already. You see how pretty those cells are? And let me turn it around this way so you can see. Look at the mica powder. Look how pretty is that. So let me shoot it up and see how it comes out. That's the thing, you know. Once you shoot it up with the heat, that's when you get your beautiful design. Usually they give you 45 minutes to work with the resin. So within that 45 minutes, you got to get all this done. You can't take too long. Right now, maybe I am taking too long, but that's why I try to go fast. All right. See how pretty that is? And now when you tilt it, you'll get a really, really amazing design. So now I'm going to tilt it, and I may just get rid of some of my colors. But because I want a little bit of skins, I got some paint down there, so that's good, some of the resin. And you could also take the edges, so the edges will come out nice and square, and they don't come out round if you want. I mean, totally up to you, how you want your painting, you know. Look, I'm pouring some on the table. So I'll have some. And look how gorgeous that is. You see how gorgeous it is? With the Resi blast, you really get some good cells. So now you know why I like resin. Look at it. Look how gorgeous that is. Look at the top there. I know I'm pouring some paint on the bottom there, but it's okay because the bottom, that's why I have parchment paper in the bottom and I have parchment paper up here, because I get to keep all this to make my beautiful jewelry, which people like. And the guy that sells it for me, a nice Italian guy in the jewelry store, loves my jewelry. His wife loves it. I want to get this corner down here a little bit more down here to cover that so it could look all beautiful there. I'm happy with this one. This turned out to be really amazing. Amazing. Yeah. Look at that. I don't even have to put any dimethicone or anything on this. It's already, it's made. It's beautiful. I just pat myself in the back. Well, you know, nobody does it. You gotta do it yourself. That's the way life is. So guys, I think that's gonna be it. I'm gonna give you a close-up and that's it. So, and I also want to show you what happens when you tape the edges. When you tape the edges, you end up with let me show you, with this type of an edge. You see, nice and like a square edge, you see. And this, you could just paint it with a little bit of burgundy in there and it'll come out beautiful. But this is one of the ones I did, and look at the edges are nice. So let me give you a close-up and I'll let you go. I love doing these. I'm in love with resin pour now. Here you go. I think I'm gonna look at it this way, because to me this is where it looks the most beautiful. Look how beautiful that is. How gorgeous is that? Look at that. Amazing. Week that I didn't show you guys, which it was all black, and I just put a little tiny bit of white on it, and it came out like the granite counters you see in people's houses. So I really didn't like it. I wanted to come out more like a pouring medium type of thing, like our pours when we do our pours. So I just put it aside, and my cousin took it. She loved it. All right. I think that's it, guys. You have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend. If I don't see you tomorrow, if I don't see you, it's because I may be flying back and forth to, you know, help take care of my mom. So, love you all.